Good afternoon, Laker fans. It's November 17th, 2018. Today, the Lakers have a game at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time against the Orlando Magic in Florida. And what can we expect from this game? Well, I am going to let you know. I am Rachel A. Smith, your hostess and fierce feminine force behind the TheRAS.LAker channel, your proper news resource for everything Lakers. So, what do we have with the Orlando Magic? Well, I will tell you, just like we've started with every team this year. I'm going to talk about their off-season moves in 2018 since we had such a glorious off-season move with picking up LeBron James in July. 2008 off-season moves for the Orlando Magic. They drafted the absurdly long Mo Bamba. He has a wingspan of 7 foot 10 inches, quite the reach. He's averaging about 18 minutes a game for the Magic. And during Summer League, he also showed some promise from three-point land, becoming a fully rounded player in the making, of course. The Magic also hired Steve Clifford as head coach. He has his teams are very balanced offensively and defensively. He stresses defensive boards and very protecting the ball. He also plays to the roster strengths offensively, not necessarily a very specific offensive system. They also acquired the Russian big man Timofey Mozgov. He's out with a knee injury. Actually, Mo Bamba appears before him in the roster as far as available centers. They also have Aaron Gordon. That is their franchise player in the making. He is their point guard. And they picked up Aaron Aflalo this summer. Decent pickup. He is quite the hard baller. And we also have a notable roster name in a center, Nikola Vucevic. He's a former USC player, former big man, fight on at USC. Their big man, their current resident big man and starter, Vucevic. He's a guy to watch on the court. So, what do we have with the Magic? They are sitting at number 8 in the Eastern Conference, where they have a 7-8 record. They're coming off a big win, just making that Jimmy Butler debut from the 76ers in Philadelphia. They just ruined that game. And with a 111 Magic, 106 Philly win for Orlando, the game was won with an outstanding 20-point run, including threes from big man Vucevic, Jerry Grant, and Terrence Ross, some players to watch on the outside for our game this afternoon. Let's also keep in mind that a 20-point scoring run means that, basically a scoring run cannot happen in the absence of exceptional defense. So that's something to keep an eye on for our game at the end of the game. So, Nikola Vucevic, let's talk about their big man on the floor. He tends to produce on both sides of the court. He pretty much is the only one that works under the rim productively quite consistently. Magic really loves the big boys with the big reach. Let's think Mo Bamba, 7'10", as do I. I love a good center in the rotation. And let's also thank the wonderful Orlando Magic for developing Shaquille O'Neal and then trading him to us for quite a round of championships. Again, thank you, Orlando, for that. But that is all I'm going to thank them for today because we have a game against them at 4 p.m. Again, Pacific Standard Time. That is only in about an hour and a half. So last year, the Magic won 25 games. They were basically injury ravaged. Supposedly not coached very well as either. The Magic did beat the Lakers in January, but the Lakers did beat the Magic in March, closer to the end of the season when we were pretty injury ravaged ourselves. Currently, the biggest hole in the Orlando offense would be their free throws. They don't get a lot. They only make about 20% of what they do get. High usage player, Aaron Gordon, only averages about 3.2 attempts per game, and of course he doesn't make many of those. So this shows a lack of quality driver in the paint. Basically, you're not going to get a lot of offensive fouls or foul calls that put you on the line if you're not driving in the paint somehow. So again, JaVale McGee and Tyson Chandler, the bigs of my heart right now, playing for the Lakers. They're going to be key in this game as well. So what else? What else do we have coming up with this game? Well, what do we have with the Lakers? So Lakers are coming off a very solid win against the third try against the Blazers. They are 2 for 3 on that Blazers series. Lakers 126 and Blazers 117 with that win on Wednesday night at home. This put the Lakers 7th in the Western Conference. This would also put us in playoff quality standing. You don't want to be number 8 because then you'd have to play the number 1 team. in the to start the playoffs. So number 7 is a great place to be, and of course we plan to move up. So we also have some issues. Oh, I'm sorry, we have an 8-6 record. And on a 4-game winning streak, let's go ahead and add to that. We also have an issue in the point guard position. Everyone is absolutely stressed about Rajon Rondo. He had surgery on the 3rd metacarpal of his right hand. I believe that means his, his birdie finger had a little surgery, and everything is going well, but he will be out for weeks. This means we're going to have to lean on Lonzo Ball to do quite a bit more than usual. During the Lakers and the Blazers. The reason Braun had 44 points was basically the play of Lonzo off the ball. Remember, he is considered the best defensive guard in the game. That means he's not a shooting guard. He's not going to make a hill of points, but his players around him are, and that would be why LeBron did so well against the Blazers. Not to mention LeBron was playing hard off Brandon Ingram for the lobs, and also for Brandon Ingram getting all those extra pretty things on his numbers for assists and such. So it was a great game for everyone. Unfortunately, we did lose Rondo in the finger, but let's also remember that we've had Brandon Ingram, Alex Caruso, and Lance Stevenson all take the point, and quite successfully at that. Remember, we did lose Rondo for 3 games for his suspension, and we did have to play without him and figure that out. Probably the most interesting point guard information I found about our team is that Svi Mikhailu, our new boy, he ran the point guard for the Ukrainian national team. And so rotating through our positionless offense, everyone should be able to fill in that guard position in the absence of Rondo for about 4 weeks of games. I apologize. So what are the keys tonight? I should say this evening in the game against Orlando. We want to get those offensive rebounds. Orlando doesn't work that hard in the paint, so we might as well get our second chance points, take advantage of the Magic absence. At least they might be present in the paint, but they are definitely not a force there. And we should be able to also draw that foul quite easily against them. They don't understand that game at all. But however, let's expect the tentacles of those Magic players to be reaching out. Remember, Mobama 7'10", and most of the players have big reach on this team. So it won't all be cakes and unicorns and cupcakes and unicorns in this game either. So the second key to the game would be player containment. Let's look at Aaron Gordon, point guard, and Nikola Vucevic. He is their center man. Let's keep in mind, Magic doesn't have a very significantly talented roster or big scores, so containing these 2 players would do a lot to contain the entire team. One of the reasons the Lakers are succeeding so well is because basically containing 1 player does not define the team for the night, and we can still continue to score and still continue to get production out of a player who's having a slower night, even LeBron James. So the third key to the game would be that perimeter defense. Magic basically burned the 76ers' Jimmy Butler's debut, but they did it with one way, with a big 20-point scoring run. That was a lot of 3-pointers, a lot of mid-range shots. That's the Magic bread and butter. Apparently, teams forget to defend that mid-range game and the outside game. But if we are handling our business and we are holding down perimeter and paint, then basically it means our rotation is working well, it is crisp, it is lovely, and we are not only scoring but defending perimeter and paint game throughout the entirety of the game successfully. That means we're winning. Lakers have no excuse to lose this game. We did travel to this game, but we have 2 other games ahead of us to travel to. Lakers will not be going home till Thursday night. I do not think it'll be a factor with the confidence they're riding on right now. But let's also remember the Magic can turn it on. They've showed they've been able to. Just like every team in the league, they want to beat LA, and they want to beat LeBron James, especially now that LeBron James is more comfortable with the young core of our Lakers, enough to turn on his own game and score 44 points against the Blazers. That was quite a lovely one. So, Lakers, just pay attention to your game, get it done, and this will be just another win under our belt. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the delicate emotions of a Laker fan, because basically one of the announcers on Spectrum Sportsnet talked about the goodwill that Lakers have given to their fans by winning 4 in a row. And yes, it is only goodwill. Laker fans completely understand what what a championship ring is. And it is not 4 game wins in a row. It's a lovely energy to tap into. It's a lovely energy to give into and cheer and support our team. We're basically emotionally invested. People get anxiety when the Lakers don't do well. And I'm not talking from game to game. I'm talking from quarter to quarter and even play to play. And it's just exciting stuff to be involved, and I'm sure Lakers appreciate that. They've always given us great players and great opportunities, so it's wonderful to be part of the organization. Now, for a quick little moment on the future of the Lakers. Jared Jack has broken his silence on what went on in that Pelicans locker room on the future of the Lakers. Why? Because Anthony Davis is a prospect the Lakers are absolutely looking at. Story goes that Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant have co-conspired to become Lakers next season. Of course, Kevin Durant is also talking Celtics. This guy was waived by the Pelicans, so he really needs attention. Is this really happening? I kind of hope so. I also kind of think this is the reason why Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka were so mad at Luke Walton for demanding another center at Tyson Chandler to get into the mix. Why? Because it kind of takes up some of that cap space we have available. We have quite a bit of cap space available, even with LeBron on our roster, to be able to pick up an Anthony Davis and a Kevin Durant to really round out this team to something real Showtime and real championship ready. Right now, we're just going to check ahead and go for that win, keep our winning streak going, keep our learning and advancing going. I think Lakers are going to probably win tonight if they keep their focus on. And again, because they are valuing that free cap space, I forgot to mention that Carmelo Anthony is probably not a second look for the Lakers right now. Don't worry about that, Laker fans. I know we tend to. So, thanks for watching my channel, TheRAS.LAkerGirl. Like, subscribe, comment, what have you. Just let me know how you're liking it. And enjoy that game tonight, Laker fans. It's going to be Lakers at Magic in Orlando at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Coverage begins. And again, this is Rachel A. Smith, and good luck, Lakers.